One woman built her empire in tech, signing billion-dollar contracts while the rest of us fight with our Wi-Fi. Some inherited fortunes so massive they can buy mansions like souvenirs, while others built theirs from scratch. They live in a world where shopping sprees happen in Paris instead of the local mall, and where weekend getaways mean villas in Spain or yachts in the Mediterranean. These are the women who dominate Mexico's business, fashion, and political elite. At number 15 is Bertha González Nieves. Imagine being so powerful that you turn the drink of college parties into the drink of presidents. That's Bertha González Nieves for you, the woman who crowned herself Mexico's First Lady of Tequila. While the rest of us are choking down budget tequila shots with lime and salt, Bertha is selling bottles so fancy they look like they belong in an art museum. Her brand, Casa Dragones, is a luxury tequila empire where a single sip costs more than your grocery bill for the week. Celebrities like Oprah and Martha Stewart can't get enough, and if you're sipping her tequila, you're definitely not drinking it out of a red Solo cup. Bertha's rise wasn't luck, it was brains and hustle. She studied economics, snagged an MBA, and became the first woman in history to be certified as a maestra tequilera. That's basically a tequila doctorate. After a decade at Jose Cuervo, she decided it was time to stop playing student and start being queen. Casa Dragones was born, and with it, the reinvention of tequila as liquid luxury. Her lifestyle, straight billionaire chic. Think private tastings in San Miguel de Allende, where the bottles are hand-engraved, couture gowns at glittering galas, and flights on private jets to close deals in Paris, New York, or London. While you're debating between Jose Cuervo or Patron at the corner store, Bertha is pouring $300 tequila for Hollywood stars and world leaders. And just when you think tequila money is glamorous, wait until you see how Mexico's digital queen made her fortune in tech. At number 14 is Blanca Trevinho. Meet Blanca Trevinho, Mexico's digital queen. While most billionaires here built fortunes with beer, banks, or tequila, Blanca did it with keyboards and code. She's the president and CEO of SoftTech, one of the biggest IT companies in Latin America, and the first Mexican woman to run a global tech empire. Forget Silicon Valley bros. Blanca runs the show from Monterrey. Her journey started in the early 80s when the word internet still sounded like science fiction. With a degree in computer science and a stubborn streak, she co-founded SoftTech and turned it from a small local outfit into a multinational monster. Today, it has offices in more than 20 countries, employs tens of thousands, and signs contracts that are bigger than most national budgets. And don't think she's doing this from some boring office. Blanca splits her time between luxury homes in Monterrey, Mexico City, and Miami. Private jets fly her to Davos, New York, or Beijing, where she's sitting in VIP rooms with presidents and billionaires. Her wardrobe, sharp Chanel suits, Cartier watches, and heels made for boardroom battles. While you're yelling at your Wi-Fi for lagging during Netflix, Blanca's negotiating billion-dollar tech deals without breaking a sweat. She's proof that Mexico doesn't just serve tacos, it serves technology, and she's the one cashing in. At number 13 is Ninfa Salinas Sada. When your last name is Salinas, money isn't just in the bank, it's in your DNA. Meet Ninfa Salinas Sada, daughter of billionaire Ricardo Salinas Pliego, the man behind Grupo Salinas. But don't think she's just some heiress lounging on family billions. Ninfa carved out her own empire, running Grupo Dragon, a renewable energy company that cashes in on the power of the sun and the wind. While the rest of us complain about high electricity bills, she's literally making millions every time the breeze blows. But it doesn't stop there. Ninfa stepped into politics as a senator, proving she can wield power in the boardroom and the government. And with her wealth, she doesn't exactly campaign in dusty town squares, but thinks of luxury events, designer outfits, and political meetings that look more like red carpet galas. Her lifestyle is as flashy as you'd expect. We're talking yachts in the Mediterranean, ski trips in Aspen, and villas in Tulum that look like they belong in a James Bond movie. On Instagram, she's serving up Hermes bags, couture gowns, and ocean views that could make travel influencers jealous. While you're saving up for a weekend trip, Ninfa's weekend getaway usually involves a private jet and a different continent. She's proof that being born into billions doesn't mean sitting pretty. With a mix of family fortune, political power, and renewable energy money, Ninfa is rewriting what it means to be a billionaire heiress. While this woman makes you think family money rules everything, the next person is so rich that her last name alone screams power. At number 12 is Johanna Slim Domit. If your last name is Slim, congratulations, you were basically born into a fortune bigger than some countries' GDP. Johanna Slim Domit is one of the daughters of Carlos Slim, the man who once held the title of richest person in the world. That means her family business isn't a corner store, it's a global empire in telecom, banking, construction, and retail. Johanna may not be the loudest Slim sibling, but don't mistake that for a low profile. She plays a key role in the Carlos Slim Foundation, which moves billions into projects ranging from hospitals and schools to cutting-edge research. While most people donate a few bucks to charity through an app, Johanna is signing checks that can literally change entire cities. And the lifestyle? Exactly what you'd expect from Slim royalty. Think luxury estates in Mexico City, Miami, and New York. Vacations aren't about hotels. Her family flies private to Mediterranean yachts or European palaces like it's nothing. Her wardrobe is dripping in haute couture, and she's a regular at elite galas where the guest list looks like the Forbes cover. Johanna balances billionaire elegance with quiet influence, blending philanthropy, family legacy, and a lifestyle so luxe it makes the rest of us feel broke just scrolling. While you're stressing over your phone bill, remember, her family owns the network. At number 11 is Patricia Armendariz. Patricia Armendariz isn't your typical billionaire heiress. She built her reputation one deal at a time. Known as the Shark of Shark Tank Mexico, Patricia turned boardroom battles into primetime TV, writing checks while the rest of us are still debating whether to splurge on guac at Chipotle. Her story starts far from the glamour. Born in Chiapas, she climbed her way up with brains and grit, earning degrees from UNAM, Cambridge, and Columbia before stepping into the big leagues of finance. She's been a regulator, a top advisor, and eventually the founder of Financiera Sustentable, a company that bankrolls small businesses that banks usually ignore. While most billionaires make money off old empires, Patricia makes it by betting on the future, and the lifestyle? Let's just say she's earned it. She splits her time between luxury homes in Mexico City and Chiapas, jets off to international finance summits, and rocks power suits sharper than a blade. Where others flaunt yachts, Patricia flaunts investments that actually change lives and still leaves enough time to enjoy the perks of being a millionaire mogul. Patricia Armendariz proves you don't need to inherit a tequila or soda fortune to hit the top. You can hustle your way there, deal by deal, and still live like Mexico's financial queen. At number 10 is Angelica Fuentes. If there's a playbook on being a Mexican business powerhouse, Angelica Fuentes could teach the masterclass. She made her name as CEO of OmniLife, the nutrition and supplements giant, and quickly became one of Latin America's most recognized business leaders. Her story began in Ciudad Juarez, where she worked in her family's gas business and learned early how to negotiate in industries dominated by men. By the time she took the reins at OmniLife, she was running an empire with millions of customers across the Americas. Her reputation? Fierce, ambitious, and never one to back down. Her lifestyle matches her legend. Angelica owns luxury homes in Guadalajara and Mexico City, and her vacations take her to Europe's most exclusive spots. Travel means private jets and first-class everything. Her style? Always high-end. Hermes, Prada, Chanel. While most people debate whether to splurge on one designer bag, she has an entire closet lined with them. But Angelica isn't just about the spotlight. She's also a vocal advocate for women's empowerment, pushing for gender equality in boardrooms across Mexico and beyond. Still, make no mistake, her image is one of power, privilege, and billionaire luxury. Angelica Fuentes proves you don't just inherit wealth, you can build it, expand it, and flaunt it on a global scale. At number 9 is Cynthia Helena Grossman Fleishman. If Coca-Cola is everywhere, then Cynthia Helena Grossman Fleishman is everywhere too, because her fortune bubbles straight out of it. She's one of the powerful heirs to Arca Continental, the second largest Coca-Cola bottler in Latin America, serving millions of thirsty customers every single day. Every time someone cracks open an ice-cold Coke from Mexico to Texas, a little more money flows into Cynthia's world. Her wealth ties her directly to a company with billions in revenue, but she's not just sitting quietly in the background. Cynthia plays her role as a shareholder and heiress with billionaire confidence, moving in the elite circles that run Mexico's business world. And of course, her lifestyle reflects that kind of money. We're talking sprawling estates in Monterrey, penthouses in Mexico City, and vacation homes that look more like luxury resorts. When she travels, it's always private jets or first-class cabins, landing in Saint-Tropez one week and Aspen the next. And her wardrobe, exclusively high-end. Think Hermes handbags, Prada dresses, Cartier diamonds, all staples, not splurges. While most people are counting coins at the grocery store to decide if they can afford a soda, Cynthia is sipping champagne while signing multi-million-dollar deals. Her life is bubbly, glamorous, and dripping in privilege, proof that even something as simple as a soft drink can fuel billionaire luxury when scaled to an empire. And just when you think soda money is sweet, wait until you meet the tequila heiress who turned one of Mexico's most famous drinks into her personal fortune. At number 8 is Karen Virginia Beckman Legarreta. If tequila runs in Mexico's veins, then Karen Virginia Beckman Legarreta has it running through her bank account. She's one of the heirs to the Becle Empire, the company behind the world's most famous tequila brand, Jose Cuervo. That means while most people are doing shots at a bar, Karen is sitting on billions from every bottle poured across the globe. Her stake in the family business cements her place among Mexico's wealthiest women. But she's not just cashing inheritance checks. Karen's influence is tied to keeping Jose Cuervo at the top of the international market, where it's not just a drink, it's a cultural icon. Of course, the lifestyle matches the fortune. Think hacienda-style mansions in Mexico, European villas and vacation estates that look like movie sets. Her calendar, packed with polo matches, elite fashion weeks, and society galas where champagne flows like water. Guests don't show up in taxis, they arrive in helicopters. And naturally, the tequila served isn't in plastic cups, but in crystal decanters worth thousands. Her wardrobe is a rotating carousel of luxury, Chanel, Gucci, Dior, and custom Latin American designers who create gowns fit for a queen. Karen embodies the perfect mix of heritage and high life, proof that tequila isn't just Mexico's drink of choice, it's a global business empire that pays in billions. At number 7 is Adriana Gallardo. From selling insurance policies to living like royalty, Adriana Gallardo is the definition of self-made. She's the founder of Adriana's Insurance, one of the most successful insurance companies serving Mexican and Latino communities in the United States. While most of us dread dealing with paperwork and premiums, Adriana turned it into a fortune big enough to land her among Mexico's richest women. Her empire didn't start in luxury, it started with grit. Adriana grew up in a modest family in Mexico before moving to California, where she built her business from scratch. What began as a small office grew into a sprawling network of agencies with hundreds of employees and thousands of clients. Today, Adriana's name is practically synonymous with insurance in the Latino community. And her lifestyle, a far cry from the modest beginnings. We're talking mansions in California, luxury homes in Mexico, and fleets of high-end cars that could rival a dealership. Adriana is also famous for her love of glamorous events, from glittering galas to motivational conferences where she shares her story of turning struggle into success. Her social media is a highlight reel of designer outfits, luxury vacations, and billionaire-level confidence. She's proof that you don't need to inherit an empire. You can build one client at a time, and end up with the kind of life where private jets replace road trips. At number 6 is Eva Gonda de Rivera. If Coca-Cola is happiness in a bottle, then Eva Gonda de Rivera is the woman banking on all those smiles. She's the widow of Eugenio Garza Laguera, former chairman of FEMSA, the company that controls Coca-Cola. FEMSA, the largest Coke bottler in the world. Every time someone cracks open a Coke across Latin America, part of that fizz turns into billions for Eva and her family. Her fortune places her among the richest women, not just in Mexico, but in all of Latin America. But Eva isn't just about profits. She's also tied to one of Mexico's most prestigious institutions, the Monterrey Institute of Technology, where her family has poured millions into education and innovation. She's a businesswoman and philanthropist rolled into one, with influence that stretches from corporate boardrooms to university halls. Of course, life at this level is pure luxury. Eva divides her time between lavish estates in Monterrey and Mexico City, with vacation homes that make 5-star resorts look ordinary. She travels by private jet, attends exclusive galas, and moves in social circles filled with presidents, billionaires, and royalty. Her wardrobe is classic elegance, Chanel suits, Cartier diamonds, and the kind of sophistication that makes even the red carpet look casual. While most of us debate whether to splurge on brand name soda, Eva's family literally owns the pipeline that delivers it. That's billionaire living, Coke edition. If you think you've seen it all, then the remaining 5 women would leave you speechless. At number 5 is Maria Teresa Arango. Maria Teresa Arango is retail royalty in Mexico. She made her fortune through Grupo Gigante, one of the country's most important retail empires, and carved out her own place in a business world usually dominated by men. With her wealth and influence, Maria Teresa turned herself into one of Mexico's most respected and richest women. Her background is rooted in retail, but her fortune stretches far beyond supermarkets and department stores. Over the years, Maria Teresa has sat on boards, expanded investments, and built connections that keep her firmly at the top of Mexico's billionaire class. She's not just a passive shareholder, she's an active player with a voice that carries weight across industries. Her lifestyle mirrors her fortune. Homes in Mexico City, Monterrey, and beachside escapes in the Riviera Maya give her the kind of variety most people only see in travel magazines. When she travels abroad, it's first class all the way, with favorite destinations in Europe and the US. Her calendar is filled with high society events, charity galas, and business summits where she mingles with Mexico's elite and international power players. Maria Teresa is also known for her philanthropy, supporting education and cultural projects, proving that even while living a billionaire lifestyle, she hasn't forgotten about giving back. Still, her fortune ensures she enjoys the finer things: designer wardrobes, luxury cars, and a life of privilege. Now, just when you think retail money is impressive, the next woman shows how dominating telecom can make you a global power player. At number 4 is Mónica Aspe Bernal. This is the woman who proves power isn't just inherited, it can be built. She's a heavyweight in Mexico's telecom industry, where billions flow through networks, satellites, and cell towers. As a former Undersecretary of Communications and now a high-profile executive, Mónica has shaped the way millions of Mexicans connect to the digital world. Her resume reads like a blueprint for influence. She's held top posts in government, represented Mexico on the global stage, and later stepped into the corporate arena where her decisions affect entire industries. Most recently, she became CEO of AT&T Mexico, giving her direct control over one of the country's largest telecom providers. When your signature can move billions in market value, you're not just rich, you're powerful. Her lifestyle matches her status. Mónica moves seamlessly between Mexico City boardrooms and international conferences in New York, London, and Geneva. Her wardrobe is sleek and professional, often understated but always polished, with luxury touches that signal quiet wealth. Travel is business class at minimum, though private flights aren't uncommon when schedules get tight. Unlike some billionaires, Mónica doesn't flaunt her wealth on social media. Instead, her image is all about influence, walking into summits, shaking hands with world leaders, and steering industries with billionaire precision. Still, the perks of her position include high-end homes, luxury cars, and the kind of lifestyle that puts her firmly among Mexico's richest and most powerful women. At number 3 is Xochitl Galvez. From selling tamales on the street to selling million-dollar ideas in boardrooms, Xochitl Galvez has lived the kind of rags-to-riches story Hollywood would beg to film. Born in Hidalgo to an indigenous Otomi family, she went from carrying food baskets as a kid to carrying Mexico's future on her shoulders. Not bad for someone who once thought smart buildings just meant ones that didn't leak. Her company, High-Tech Services, revolutionized engineering in Mexico by designing futuristic buildings with brains of their own, systems so advanced they practically breathe for you. Those contracts rained money, and suddenly Xochitl wasn't just in business, she was business. Then she decided one empire wasn't enough and jumped into politics, bulldozing her way through as senator, mayor, and now one of Mexico's most recognized political figures. Her lifestyle today? A complete 180 from her humble roots. Luxury homes in Mexico City, international trips where first class is the bare minimum, and wardrobes mixing indigenous embroidery with designer labels. She's just as comfortable in Louis Vuitton as she is in traditional Otomi textiles, proof that you can honor your roots while living like a billionaire boss. Xochitl is known for her sharp wit and fearless style. She doesn't sugarcoat, she doesn't play nice, and she doesn't need to, because her fortune, influence, and personality make her untouchable. While most of us are hustling to pay rent, she's hustling her way into history. If you think you've seen it all, then wait and hear how this scientist turned sewage into a gold mine. At number 2 is Mariana Matus. Most people flush and forget. Mariana Matus cashes in. Yes, you read that right. This Mexican entrepreneur built her fortune studying the stuff nobody wants to talk about: wastewater. As the co-founder and CEO of Biobot Analytics, Mariana turned sewage into science, and science into serious money. While you're scrubbing toilets, she's signing contracts with entire cities to track public health through what goes down the pipes. Glamorous? Maybe not. Profitable? Absolutely. Born in Mexico, Mariana studied computational biology at MIT, where she realized something nobody else was bold enough to say: poop is data. That eureka moment launched Biobot Analytics, which exploded during the COVID-19 pandemic when governments paid millions for early warning systems hidden in sewage. Suddenly, Mariana wasn't just another scientist. She was a biotech mogul with investors throwing money her way. Her lifestyle today is a world away from lab coats and test tubes. She's splitting time between Mexico, Boston, and international hubs, flying business and private to conferences where billionaires and politicians line up to hear her speak. Her image is sleek, modern, and refreshingly different from the old guard heiresses on this list. While they flaunt Hermes bags, Mariana flaunts patents and billion-dollar contracts. She's proof that fortunes don't always come from tequila, soda, or retail. Sometimes they come from seeing value in what everyone else flushes away. Call it gross, call it genius, but for Mariana Matus, sewage turned into solid gold. And now we've reached the woman at the very top, Mexico's richest, most powerful, and most glamorous billionaire. At number 1 is María Asunción Aramburuzabala. Crowning our list is none other than María Asunción Aramburuzabala, Mexico's richest woman and the definition of billionaire royalty. Forget fairy tales. Her empire is real, and it's measured in billions. She's the granddaughter of Grupo Modelo's founder, the company behind Corona beer, and when that brand was sold to Anheuser-Busch, the fortune that landed in her hands was so massive it could buy entire countries' annual budgets. But María Asunción didn't stop at beer money. She's the chair of Tresalia Capital, her own investment firm, which holds stakes in everything from tech startups to real estate developments. She doesn't just sip champagne at galas, she bankrolls the companies pouring it. Her lifestyle is billionaire extravagance at its finest. We're talking luxury mansions in Mexico City, penthouses in New York, and villas in Spain. Private jets, of course. designer wardrobes? Think Chanel, Valentino, and Hermes lined up like a rainbow. She's a fixture at Davos, Paris Fashion Week, and high society galas where exclusive is just the dress code. Yet she's not just about luxury, she's also a philanthropist, donating millions to education and cultural projects. Still, make no mistake, María Asunción is the ultimate power player. While most of us argue about whether to order tacos or pizza for dinner, she's deciding which billion-dollar deal to sign this week. She is the queen bee of Mexican billionaires, proof that women don't just inherit wealth, they can multiply it, dominate it, and live larger than life. If you enjoyed this luxury ride, then click the subscribe button and check out our other amazing videos. See you next time.